I kind of begrudgingly respect just the dedication to not getting better at what you do for a living. Just coast through life.
It probably shouldn't even happen.
If you got it, you got to flaunt it, Acid.
You know what? I got a lot of stuff that I don't want to flaunt, so I just keep it to myself.
Jeremy is really big into the used mattresses. I think that's an excellent deal.
He has a used mattress store on the side. And we found out that Anthony's friends are all 13-year-old boys. Nice.
Whoever wins gets Acid's ball soap. Clay, how you doing?
Doing a little more poorly after that terrible introduction. I was just fine, to be honest with you.
What's up, gangsters? This is the show where we talk about comic books, video games, science fiction, but really it's just an excuse for me to catch up with my friends. I'm Anthony Denar, media scholar and person who's extremely excited to get, first of all, CJ and Jeremy on the same episode. What a treat. I mean, this is definitely going to be a fun episode here. And of course, we got Acid Drain, the producer of the show. Today's topic, we're going to talk a little bit about what games we're playing right now. Whether it's a video game, whether it's a tabletop game, I don't know what you're playing. But that's the topic. What you're playing, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Maybe you could talk about what you're looking forward to playing. I don't know. It's free game, baby. I don't know why I went with baby there, but look, baby, look. We can talk about whatever you want, baby. And Jeremy is, I got the response that I wanted from Jeremy. That is the face I wanted from Jeremy by doing that. But very excited. So let's go ahead and get to the guest. We'll start off with our special guest, and that is CJ, aka MD Soul. CJ, how you doing?
I don't know what to do with my hands. I just want to go fast. No, just kidding. Hey, all is well, man. I'm having a great night, having a great time with you guys. I have nothing to complain about, and if I did, nobody would care because we're talking about video games during this evening, and I'm extremely excited to talk about these games that that I have right here on this list. I actually have more than what you suggested, by the way. So hopefully we'll be able to get around to it. Look how anxious Jeremy is right now. I'm pointing the wrong direction. Wait, which way do I don't know. But look how excited Jeremy is to hear my selection. I'm kind of interested. I haven't heard from Jeremy in a while, but I'm really anxious to hear what he says. And then I talked to him enough. So, but yeah, I'm super excited. Life is good. Life is grand. I'm just glad you guys are alive after that hurricane, man.
Yeah. So obviously Auburn, Alabama, where every time there's a hurricane, we're always far enough inland that the hurricane dies down pretty significantly.
Okay.
The thing that we're afraid of is tornadoes. That's the thing that scares the crap out of all of us. Or at least me, is the tornadoes. So, but hurricane usually doesn't really get us that bad. And in fact, really, like the damage that it did, it was significantly less than any sort of just natural storm that we would have in the summertime. Sometimes storms can be pretty bad here. So all in all, not that bad. I think it definitely hit more of the East Coast more than us.
They gave you a couple free days.
Did get a free day. So that was fun with the kids. Is that a free day when my school, my class is canceled? But then my kids' school is canceled, so now I'm just watching my kids an extra day, which was fun. We had a good time.
Which you'll have to make up for in April.
Yeah, we'll have to make up for that in April as well. And then obviously, it's still sort of it's wet and stormy, so we can't go anywhere. So we're just hanging out in the house. They played Fortnite for a very, very long time. By the way, Lexi plays Fortnite. I don't know if you guys know that. She's all in on Fortnite now. So.
It's already going to be Little Ninja Junior. So what's going on?
I guess so. Both of them are playing, and she picked up it pretty well, pretty quickly. She can play. I mean, she's just having fun.
Is it mouse and keyboard, or can she do is it just controller for her?
She's doing the controller. So okay. Victor's on the Switch, and he's on the Xbox. Well, she's on the Xbox, he's on the Switch, and they play together, which is kind of.
Oh, look at that! Look at them getting along.
So, but yeah, so that's good. That's what they're playing. But let's go ahead and let's just say hi to Jeremy real quick. It's been a while since I've seen Jeremy. I know he's super busy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hello. Yeah, not a lot going on lately other than work. I am excited to hear CJ's list. I hope it carries the slack I'm going to have in this conversation because my list will run out very fast.
Jeremy has
I
half
love
a
it.
game on his list.
So obviously, so much to talk with you about, Jeremy. I obviously always like just catching up with you because you go away for a week or 2 weeks or so. It's always good to kind of see what's going on. I know I sent a text to the group chat for our DragonCon chat that I did start watching Three Body Problem, the Netflix adaptation of the book. And I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I only seen the first episode. I actually like the show better than the book. Maybe I'm just a hater on the book. Maybe I just didn't like the book that much. Everybody who loves the book loves Three Body Problem, and I just found it very boring. But I do like the show version. They changed it a lot. There's a lot of changes, which would probably anger a lot of the people who like the book. But did you ever read the book, Jeremy? Oh, he's frozen.
No, I did not read the book. I started watching the show, and I couldn't get into it, so I have not watched the show either.
I feel like I think you would like the book. When I was watching the show, I think what I enjoyed about the show is like I felt there was narratives that were in the book that I felt like were more interesting when the show did it. But I don't know if the fact that I read the book made the show more interesting because I knew what was happening, so it didn't need to be explained to me. But I did like how they were doing it. But yeah, I guess that's the only thing I can. I did feel like the ending was far more interesting to the first episode.
My wife enjoyed it. It made my head hurt, and I need to sit down and not fold clothes. I just need to sit down and focus and watch it.
Is it? You're talking about the show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely. Linda didn't like it. I tried
Yeah,
to.
you
I
can't,
tried to sit
you
down
can't
with her.
multitask.
Oh no! Yeah, it's definitely not one of those shows where you can do multiple things at once. You kind of have to be in it because you get lost very quickly.
Like, why are those people flying? Like, what did I miss? So, let me rewind. All right. Yeah.
By the way, in the book, you don't figure out that it's aliens until like deep into the book. Like it's like halfway, maybe even further in the book. You're like, oh, it's aliens. It's such a weird. The structure of the book is so weirdly done. But I mean, look, as people who love it, I think if you love math, like if you're a math nerd, then it's like right up your alley. But if you like character-driven stories, it is not a Stephen King book. For all the good and all the bad, it is not a Stephen King book.
It's like what's that show? The Chaos, I think it's called. Has what's his name from The Fly? That movie, The Fly.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, right. So I think it's called Chaos. And ultimately, it's modern day Greek folk. You know, Jeff Goldblum, he's Zeus. And you don't really pick up on what's really happening, what's going on, because it looks modern. You're like, oh, you're after all the nonsense, and they kind of speed you up. And then boom. But if you're like my wife, like she said, first 15 minutes, I don't get it. No, you got to watch the whole episode. Then you're like, oh, and it starts clicking. And you're like, and it's very character. I mean, no, everything in Greek mythology is very character driven. And this person knows that guy, and they don't get along in this. But I like the show. It's really good and how they put it together and piece it together and show that they are, show their emotion. I love that show. It's really good. I highly recommend it. If you like that, you'll like that one.
What was that movie you made us watch? Anthony, I think we did a review on it a year or two ago where they were sacrificing cows at the oh gosh, some kind of ranch or playground ranch or like amusement park ranch, and it had
you're talking about Nope.
Nope, that's what it was.
Out of all, like that's the weirdest way to describe that movie. Sacrificing cows. I guess they were feeding the horses, right?
Or whatever it was. Yeah. That was weird. That was weird.
That was a good weird though. Nope is good. Nope is a good weird movie. But anyways, like I was saying, watch the first episode of Three Body Problem. They make one of the characters far more interesting than in the book. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm just hating Three Body Problem, and it reminds me a lot about Foundation. You know what, like the Foundation series. Like in terms of like, I feel like there's a deeper message to this that I'm just missing, but maybe I'm not just missing it. Maybe it's just like, I don't know. Maybe that's a bad way of describing it, but it does. The writing style reminds me a lot of Foundation. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to Acid Train. We haven't gotten to you just yet. What's new with you, bud?
Oh, just sacrificing cows to the aliens. That's all. Nah, just the usual work, video games, and kids. That's what I got going on. It's life. The world spins. It's very simple around here. Kind of ready to get back to El Ranchero. I haven't been in quite some time. I need a Mucho Grande margarita.
I agree with that notion. That we definitely need to schedule one of those margarita trips.
FaceTime me and I'll drink one with you.
Hey,
guys.
we can do that. We'll bring a tablet.
Obviously, this is I've been ramping up my soccer demand on my body. So I'm playing in a 7v7 rec league. The good thing about this rec league is that we have 15 people on the team and everybody shows up to every game. So like
that's incredible.
You don't have to play long. Like I don't play very long. I'm always like not tired by the time someone subs me out. But anyways, so I play in that league. And then I played the 11v11 league on Sundays, and that one I played 90 minutes, and my goodness, I was dead after that. But
so, are you going to acknowledge that you're 40 now, or nah?
I mean, it's my teammates yell at me like they don't know I'm 40. Like they're like,
that's
hey,
not nice.
Hey, Dinar, you got to get in there, man. You got to be aggressive. It's like this dude's a 25-year-old. He just burnt like he's like. You got to come on, man. You can't let them burn you like that. It's like, yeah. Do you know that? I don't think they. Okay. I don't think they realize I am 40 years old. Like I don't think they don't get that. But
need to wear the jersey. I'm 40. Leave me alone.
I'm 40.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I'm 40. Well, anything in the chat? Acid Train. Of course, the chat takes priority.
Calvin agreed with you on Three Body Problem. It's scary. Especially if you read the book. Captain also watched the movie, agrees, says it's a wild one. It's a wild one.
All right, so some people agree with me on that notion. I don't know if the chat, did you enjoy the book? Are you mad at me because I'm bashing the book a little bit? I don't know. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I read the book. I didn't stop reading the book. I wanted to stop reading the book, but I stuck through it, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. It's definitely one of those books where I think it's one of those books you have to read. It's because it's original. It's very different than a lot of sci-fi books that you'll read, and there are some interesting scenes that I can remember that I thought they create a very interesting visual.
Who is this by? Who's the book by?
It's by I do not know how to pronounce the name.
Jeremy. Do what?
That doesn't help.
I was about to say Jeremy smiled real big, which means he knows how to pronounce it and you don't. That's what that means.
Chinese author, correct? Like nationality Chinese, right?
I think you should try to pronounce it.
There's an X. There's an X in there.
Wow,
I know
there's
that.
an X in there. That's great.
There's an X.
It's that X.
First name or her last name begins with an X. But yeah, so looks like the chat agrees with me. Maybe they're mad at me that I didn't like the book that much. But once again, my favorite sci-fi book of all time is
Star Trek.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I am blanking on the name of the book. That's why I'm delaying so long. I'm blanking on the name of my favorite
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Dang, it's not your favorite.
Old Man's War.
Not Old Man's War. I did, but Old Man's War is good. Old Man's War, the series that's a good series. It's not Hegemony, is it? What's the name of the book? Anyways, I'll think of it in here in a second. But
It's a Zane book.
it's not Imperium. What is the name of the book?
Don't look up Zane books, by the way.
The Cube.
Anyways,
My wife should need to look.
yeah. So, Acid Train. As soon as anyone pops in the chat, that obviously takes priority here. But let's go ahead and get started on.
We do have a question for the chat.
Go ahead.
From the
Let's
chat.
hear this question.
It's out of left field, but I think definitely you and CJ will be able to comment on this. I don't know if Jeremy knows. I know I don't much about this topic. Did y'all watch Mr. What's the wrestling guy's name?
The McMahon joint?
McMahon, yeah.
I
Yeah,
have been
I
watching
saw that.
The Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that.
No.
It's
I've
just
seen
solid. It
several
didn't,
episodes.
it didn't tell us anything new. It just told us from just in a new way, but it didn't tell us anything we didn't already know.
I mean, he's kind of
He's a
he's
perv.
kind of an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Oh.
It's all it is a slow build to him being a jerk face, man. So it starts off with him being nice and how he got the business and how strict he is and how great of a guy he is. Then it takes a turn. Then it's finally like, but he's a perv. Doo, doo, doo. And then it shows all his pervy ways, and I'm just like, I knew this already. But you're not putting any names. You didn't give any examples. You're just kind of take a wide paintbrush and just saying, boom, he's something like P. Diddy.
and
So he's a P3PO. Is that what you're saying?
No, he doesn't do with kids. He forced employees to sleep with him and sleep with other wrestlers, and gave them hush money of $3 million and stuff like that. And it's just like, I read this in the dirt sheets already. Like, what else? Is there another person that's out there that's saying this? Or did you create a toxic environment and they're like, yo, Vince McMahon blurs the lines between reality and wrestling? But it's like, I already knew this from the Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys incident with Edge. It's like, yes, I know that you blurred the line a little bit because it's best for business. You always say it's best for business. Give me something juicy. Did you send a picture to a girlfriend? I want to know that, but they didn't say anything about any
what?
dictionary, so I don't care.
Jeremy has a follow-up question.
What is juice call it?
A dictionary.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? Go ahead and
A dictionary. It's a picture of your penis.
oh,
So I don't call it. I call it a dictionary.
It's not. He doesn't call it the dick pic. He calls it the dick.
like a dick. Sure, got it.
It's
Got
a
it.
dictionary. Yeah.
Got it. Very good. Excellent. Well, I'm glad we got that defined.
Come on, Professor.
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
But the one thing that's sort of like the new thing that I already knew, but even like hearing it again really was like, oh man, this is very sleazy.
Yeah.
Was when he didn't cancel when Owen Hart died.
Yeah. Then it comes for
He
you. It's
made
like,
them wrestle
Yeah.
with Owen Hart's blood stained in the
yeah, that's
ring.
freaking wild.
The blood was on the ring, and he made
That's-
them go on with the show.
That's
And if
metal.
it was me, I would want the show to go on. Like, come on, bro. No.
It doesn't even matter if it was WrestleMania. Was it WrestleMania? Probably not. No, it doesn't even matter if it was WrestleMania. No, that's the show is over when a dude falls from the roof. I mean, come on, man.
I'm gonna have to agree.
That was pretty sleazy. But
Yeah.
what is the chat thing about the McMahon documentary? They like it. They don't like it.
I'll let you know.
All right, there we go. Well, we'll go ahead and get to the video games that we're playing right now. Let's start off with Jeremy because I know Jeremy has a long list to get through. And,
He does.
Of course, I'll share what I've been playing.
You're just
here.
saying he just want Jeremy out of the way. Is that what you're saying? Let's go ahead and get
That's
Jeremy
not what
out of the
I'm saying
way.
at all. I say I want to hear from Jeremy. Maybe he's playing something else. Maybe he's playing with himself. What I'm trying to say
No Diddy.
is right. No Diddy. Right. There we
Dr.
go.
Diddler.
By the way, have you been watching all like the the reels of people warning about Diddy like a long
Yes.
time ago, like all those videos
Like,
that
Jesus
that are
Christ.
surfacing where people are talking about what happens with P Diddy, and
Yes.
it's like
You ready to
everyone's
see
laughing
the
about it.
you ready to see the 50
Yeah,
the
and
50
they're all
Cent
like-
documentary?
And they're like, yo, he told on himself. And he's literally telling on himself. Like, they're showing each time he's like, yeah, come to my house. I got the best parties. We got people in the bathtub. And we got all the stuff you want to drink. And we might put some like, whoa, hey, wait, nobody said anything about this? It's in the 90s. Whatever.
Sorry, Jeremy, I didn't mean to
Yeah, that's my
interrupt
bad.
you.
I'm sorry. Jeremy's
Go ahead,
angry.
yeah.
No, I'm sure that's much more entertaining than the video games I have to talk about.
I wanna hear
Let's hear it. I'm ready for the epic list.
Yep. So a game that I might play again soon is to do another playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3.
Nice.
Oh,
Very good. I'm a
I
fan
did my
of this.
first playthrough as a barbarian, mostly good. And so I'll probably do a playthrough as a very evil bard.
What race did you go with?
The first time I was human.
Okay. Are you going to
this
change
time-
that up, or are you going to stick with it?
No, I'll probably change it up. Maybe an elf or something, depending on what racial stats I want to play with. But yeah, that will probably be my next playthrough. They just pushed the patch that I'm not entirely sure what all it contains. I think it has some different endings. And so that's, 140 hours worth. So maybe
Yeah.
by this time next year, I will have finished that playthrough.
I've always
I can-
wanted to go through it with a group. I mean, solo was great and everything, but with a group, like a
sound fun.
full group.
Yeah,
Just to see what it
I don't know
plays
if
like.
it's changed. I did like a couple sessions with a group. The only thing I wasn't crazy. I mean, I guess it depends why you're playing. But like, if one character goes and hits something that causes a cutscene, it doesn't do it for everybody, right? So you're kind of missing out part of the story. So I wouldn't do it as much.
Can't
as
you?
my-
Doesn't it give you the option to view
So-
into the cutscene?
You could like run over and join it.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, like, if you didn't know it was happening, then you wouldn't hear it. That's the way it was then, anyway. That was
Okay.
a year ago. But
I think they may have fixed that.
okay,
yeah, Baldur's Gate was definitely one of those games where I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind playing that. Like, I just haven't really got around to. There's always been other games that I've played, but yeah, obviously
It's
I played Baldur's Gate 2 way back in the early 2000s, 90s maybe.
Yeah,
But,
that's 90,
that's
that's
old
96,
school, man.
97, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
I played the crap out of that game when I was a kid. So
Larry,
yeah,
Larry had
definitely.
been working on 3 for a hot minute. It
Wouldn't
took
mind
them
playing
years
that,
to get this thing.
Seems
ready.
like a whole lot of fun. But yeah, there you go. Baldur's Gate is one. Is there another one that you had, or we can kind of come back to you?
I can tell you about the last game that I finished
Sure.
a while back.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
It's a game that I'm sure none of y'all have heard of. It's one of the
Call of
better.
Duty.
It's one of the better adventure games that I've ever played. It originally was called Circle of Blood. It later became the Broken Sword series. I think now it's called Broken Sword Shadows of the Templars. But they had the original version. It came out in like 96 or something. And then there was a director's cut that came out like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And then they just released a new version in 4K. And I've played this game, I don't know, 12 times or something. And so I'll probably have to play it again at some point now that they have the new updated 4K version.
nice.
Well, there you go. There's another game. Does the chat have anything to say about Jeremy's choices there so
I like
far?
Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3 is great.
Yeah, Captain says Baldur's Gate 3 definitely sounds more fun with a group.
It is.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm always my stance on video games. I don't play single player games, so like I won't play if it's a game that doesn't have a multiplayer component. I'm not going to play it. What's the last single player game that I ever played that I was really into?
Did you play the Halo campaign solo?
I did not play the Halo campaign.
Like any Halo campaign ever?
Not solo.
Oh, wow.
Not solo. And if I'm going to play a campaign, it's going to be co-op, and then we'll talk about the current game that I'm playing now, which I'm really enjoying, which is a co-op.
It's Fortnite.
That's not Fortnite. But we'll save that little teaser there. We'll go ahead and move on to Acid. Is there a particular game that you're playing right now, Acid?
Oh, man. So, yeah, you know how I am. I'm an expert in nothing and a casual in everything. So there has been a game that's just come out in early access. And you're probably going to laugh at me, and the chat will definitely laugh at me. It is a TCG card shop simulator.
Say that 3 times fast.
It is the most relaxing, chill game. So what you're the guy, or you don't create him. He's just a person, and you open your own card shop, and you sell cards and board games and mats and booklets, and you can hold tournaments in your little card shop and all that. I mean, just it's like owning a little card shop. And the cards, you buy these cards by packs, and you can sell them on the shelf, or you can open them and start your own collection. And it's kind of based off Pokemon. It's the game within the game is called Tetramon, so it's very obviously it's Pokemon. But they went all out on specific art for these cards and the roadmap to where it's full release. Like you can see the roadmap on the like the menu screen, and it shows you like, okay, well, the next thing we're going to do is have you able to resell some of your old shelves. The next thing we're going to do is this and that, blah blah, and we'll kind of towards the end there, they're going to make the game within the game playable. So you'll be able to play the actual card game inside the shop simulator itself, which is kind of cool. So the graphics are horrible, but and the AI is extremely stupid. But you go restock your shelves. You can hire a little employee to do it for you. You can hire a little employee to check out the customers, and it's got little challenges. Like sometimes a customer will come in smelling like farts, and you have to set up air freshener units or spray them with an air freshener can, or else your other customers will leave because, he smells like dookie or whatever. So it's just that kind of stuff. And you have from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to you open your shop and you sell and you sell and you restock and you sell, and any card packs that you open, you might get a rare or a legendary or a foil card or something like that, and you can display these cards and set whatever prices you want. I mean, it gives you the market price, and you can set it above market or below market or right at market or whatever. You can take cash and credit cards, and it's crazy. And the craziest thing is the game itself is only like $12. So it was dirt cheap to buy this game. And I'm pretty sure I've already got 40 hours in this game. And I've only been playing it for probably less than a week. So
really enjoying the
it's just so relaxing. You just sit here and, this is nice. Let me just go run over here. And you can expand your shop. Once you upgrade your shop, you get a little extra space in the back, and then you buy another one, then you get another extra space and another extra space, and then it's gonna take you forever to get your full store upgraded, because there's like a shop room that you can keep your extra stock in, that your little employees can go back there, and now your stock isn't out on your floor anymore. It's just it's crazy, but it's crazy relaxing and addictive.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm playing right now.
Sounds like a fun game to play. What does the chat have to say?
Smelling like full farts is crazy.
Oh.
Captain knows how to make me smile.
All
That's
right.
right.
There you go. Excellent. Well, very good. So we got Baldur's Gate 3. We got the card shop simulator thing. That's another one. You can play that one as well. I'll get to mine here in a minute. But CJ, what do you got? What game are you playing right now?
What games I'm playing? Well, you guys all know that I'm a fighting game guy. So Street Fighter and Tekken, Hayachi just came out, and Terry Bogard just came out on Street Fighter. So that's been tons of fun. I've been playing a lot of that, and then also the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighters Collection is released, so there's that one as well. Played a whole crap ton of that. However, what you guys don't know, well, some of you guys know, you might know, I was gone for almost all of September. No, wait, was it? No, July and most of September, because I was out at a field exercise, so I was playing a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So I played a lot of Catherine. I don't know if you know what that heard about that. It's a puzzle game about a guy that's cheating on his girlfriend, and he's
Did you
having
say
nightmares
Catherine?
about Catherine.
Oh yeah, I've got that.
Yeah,
game.
he has nightmares about himself cheating on his girlfriend, and
So crazy.
he envisions himself. Well, he sees other people as sheep in his dreams, and those people in the dreams see him as a sheep, but you see him as a regular person, and you're solving the puzzles for him to get over his guilty conscience. That's the best way I can explain that game.
Great game.
It's actually pretty solid.
Great game.
Then Balatro, that's a very, very
Yep.
fun game. It's a poker game, and it's ultimately it's like Uno and poker had a baby, and boom, there you go. It's that's pretty much the game. It's really fun. There's collecting in there, and you have to collect all the cards and a couple other things. Tons of fun. About 2 weeks ago, picked up Black Myth Wukong. Really good. I was really surprised. I thought I was going to dislike it, but it has a good balance between Elden Ring and God of War. It's not too easy where you're just mindlessly just mashing the button like God of War, but it's not a difficulty level of Elden Ring or any of the Dark Souls games, and it has a great story. I mean, it's pretty much that's where Dragon Ball Z comes from, the Black Myth Wukong, with Sun and all that good stuff. So following that character in this way is really fun, and just seeing the comparisons between the two.
Story's
I picked
halfway
up
decent too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Cult of the Lamb, really fun. Been playing that
Man,
here and there.
that's a good one.
It's cute and satanic. That's the best way I can
It is.
describe it.
Although when you beat it, there's nothing to do. It's like
Yeah.
a mix between Stardew Valley and Zelda. Like it's
Yes, absolutely. I don't disagree with that. Then I picked up Karate Kid Street Rumble. I love beat 'em ups, so I picked that up a little bit. I've been trying to get a PGA Tour 2K23 league going on, but there's not too many people that are into that, or they're into it, but they're just playing by themselves, so that's been difficult. Slave Zero is another one I've been playing. It's a platformer. See, I've been playing a lot of games. It's just I'm going to pick it up for a second and put it down
Dang,
later.
you sound like me.
Slave Zero is another good. It's a platformer. It's pretty much Streets of Rage on a 2D platform with combos. It's really cool. It's really fun. Soldier is one. It's a Metroidvania game, and you're just going here, there, and everywhere. So it's like, what's the best way to explain this one? It's Metroidvania meets Shantae. I don't know if you played Shantae back on the Game Boy Advance. It's a little genie girl. But Soldier, Soldiers, Soldiers, it's pretty much like that. It's very cutesy, but very fun and very in depth. And then went to retro for a second with Tumba. I don't know if you guys remember that on the PlayStation, little pink-haired caveman dude. Very fun game. In hindsight, it kind of sucks, but I'm still having fun with it. The nostalgia took over, and I just stuck with it. Got a few achievements here and there. I forgot how tedious and back and forth it was. It's not Metroidvania. It's just a game that forces you to go back and forth for no reason. And then finally, UFO 50 I've been playing. That's another, surprisingly, it's pretty solid. It's pretty much a game by a company that took their developers and said, hey, instead of giving the people one game that's really short, we're going to give them 50 games all in one game, and they all relate to each other in some form or fashion, but you play each one of them separately. It's I think it's tons of fun. So they start with the style from 1986, and then it goes all the way down to 1988, 89 time frame. And I've been enjoying that a lot. I mean, I die a lot, but that's what kind of those games were back in the day. But if anything of all those ones, I would definitely recommend UFO 50 because you can just pick it up, go, and you're like, I don't feel like this no more, and then put it back down. Tons of fun.
I am shocked. Out of all of that, you did not pick up WrestleQuest.
I have WrestleQuest. I just haven't played it.
Okay, that seems like it would
That's
be
still on my list.
your alley, right down it. I mean, just
Man, I got so many. I got my back catalog is so freaking thick right now. It's thicker than Nicki Minaj, you know.
That's thick.
And I'm just like I got, and then look behind me. I got all those, like I got all my Switch games and stuff like that behind, and there goes the other parts of it. And I just got a crazy back catalog that I just need to sit down and go through and get a couple achievements. It's just the Nintendo; they don't have achievements, so it's like I'll get to you when I get to.
Now, are you ready?
Steam, you get achievements.
Are you ready for the new Power Rangers game?
Yes, I got a list.
There you go.
I got a list. I'm ready for it.
Let's do it.
Definitely a long list there. I took a couple of notes that I feel like I wanted to get a little more from you here. Marvel vs. Capcom. Obviously, that's a game that I played a ton when I was a kid. One of the only fighting games that I really got into. Didn't really play Mortal Kombat a lot. Didn't really play Tekken a lot.
Yeah.
But Marvel vs. Capcom was one that I definitely enjoyed. Is it worth it? Obviously, I saw that it was coming out. Is it worth getting? Is it good? Is it not good? Are the people
depends on how you want to play it. It really depends on how you want to play it. So in a nutshell, you can play by yourself and go through arcade mode, beat up all your friends and stuff like that. Going online, you have to remember that there's a lot of guys that got really, really sweaty on the game, and they've been playing since it's been dropped off of Xbox, right? And they've been playing on Fightcade. It is dang near impossible to beat some of these guys. Justin Wong is on there right now, and there's these tales of him. He calls himself the Wazzler or Whistler or something like that, and he's been ruining the game for several players because he's gotten so good at the game that you're pretty much watching a movie. If he touches you, like, oh, let me just put my controller down, let me watch. And it's just not him doing that. There's several people doing it. So if you're just like, oh, I just want to go back, have some good fun. I'm playing on Steam. I'm playing on, Xbox or whatever, so I can get the achievements and stuff. Yeah, do that. But if you're going in there like I'm gonna get in there and start fighting, and I think I'm gonna, have a good time and get a couple wins, you will not win. You actually have to sit there and lab and learn the game.
You need to play with people you know.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're not,
I would even go. I mean, I would say that with Marvel vs. Capcom. I'd also say it with the Capcom Fighting Collection as well.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And I don't mind getting there. I'll get beat up until I figure it out. But there's been a couple times I'm like, man, I'm not as
even
good.
Even if I bring the Berserker Barrage, what if I just keep doing the Berserker Barrage,
bro? Oh no.
What about Tornado Club? Huh? What about the Tornado Club? Was that
when they go Jitter Beam, every 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden you're in the air, and then you get the Sentinel come down and just blasting out of his mouth, and then you got Doctor Doom. Like, yo, their matchups were just they've broken it down to the nth detail. Like the amount of studying they put in there, they can make a dissertation that could rival your doctorate's program. I'm telling you, man. They are serious about that game, dude.
So you're telling me that full-time gamers are ruining competitive gaming? Oh, that's weird. That's new. I didn't think about that. Yeah. You can't just have fun playing online anymore? Oh, yeah,
nope,
okay.
You can't. You just can't. You just can't.
Interesting. That's weird. That's new. That's new. Anything on the chat? Acid Train?
I have a question for CJ, I believe.
Go for it.
With Marvel vs. Capcom, have the mechanics changed?
No, they haven't changed.
From the arcade feel, or does it feel like it did back then?
Man, you're gonna get me on a tangent.
No, don't get on a tangent now,
I'm going to try to
CJ.
make it as quick as
We got a
possible.
CJ tangent.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna make it as quick as possible. All right. So you're not going to get an arcade feel. It kind of is what it is. Not everybody has an arcade stick. The way we played Marvel vs. Capcom was on Dreamcast, and we played a little bit of it on PlayStation, and all those other games like X-Men: Children of Atom, they were on PlayStation, so you're not going to get the same feel. We just didn't have that type of equipment during that time. Did arcade sticks exist back then to play at home? Yeah, sure, but it wasn't the same thing as playing in the arcade. And then remember, you only popped in like $5, if that, worth of quarters in there, so you didn't really get a good feel of the game regardless. So now we're coming to this game with adult eyes, with all these different peripherals and stuff like that, and it's not sitting on the couch with your homies anymore. It just kind of is what it is. Whatever you felt on Tekken 5, not Tekken 5, Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 6, and getting beat up, Tekken, and all those other games right now, you're gonna have those same feelings for that game, and it's gonna ruin your childhood.
Well, there you go. Excellent. So that answers that
Well put.
that question. Marvel vs. Capcom.
That's a short answer.
That is a
The
short
only
answer. That's a good
the
answer,
only
though.
fighting game that I'm actually interested in. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that on the back burner. No need to get that.
No,
One
don't
thing
do
I do want to bring up is that I've been playing a lot of college football. That's not my answer today on what game I've been playing, but
Yeah, that's a good one.
so I have been. I did build up Georgia State into a powerhouse. Won the national championship multiple years back to back. Definitely have a really
That's
good.
what happens
team.
when you put it on rookie mode.
Hey, that's not true. That's not that. I did have to put it. So, by the way, so this is a whole separate rant about college football, the video game, and that is, CJ, real quick, have you played the game college football?
No, I'm a basketball guy. However, my friend Berwickwa, aka Hecroplanis, he is a good friend of mine, and I just sit in his chat and help him call plays, and so I've experienced it, but not actually controlled it.
One interesting component of the game, and I don't know if I actually like this or if I absolutely hate it, but when you're playing away at somebody else's field, their stadium, the crowd noise will interfere with your play calls. So, like, let's say I call a play. Like,
Yeah.
let's say I'll call a play, and my players will come up to the line. And of course, you know how you can like double check to see what play you're running by hitting the button, right? And you can kind of see your play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your players will run the wrong routes. Like you'll look at it, and they're running the lines are going. They're doing the wrong play. Like sometimes you'll call a play, and then you go up to the line, and they don't run the right routes. They don't run the right play, and it's like.
That's
It's-
pretty
in many
realistic,
ways-
though.
In many ways, it is probably the cheapest way the computer can win,
Yeah.
because you cannot audible out. Because if you try to audible, like it will get even more messed up. So let's say I go up to the line. 'Cause one thing I do like to
You got to
do
burn
is-
that time out.
You got to burn the time out, right? So one thing I'll do is I'll go
Oh,
up.
that's whack.
I'll go up to the line and I'll check the defense before then I'll audible out depending on what the defense is giving me, right? A lot of people do this when they play college football. But like I'll call a play with the intent that I'm not going to run that play. Like a lot of times I'm going to call this play and I'm going to go up to the line and I'm going to check
Call it
out the
on the line.
defense, and whatever the defense is set up in, then I'll audible out. You cannot do that when you're playing at somebody else's stadium. If it's like a Tennessee or if it's like a Georgia, like
Oh, right.
your players will run the wrong routes. And I've thrown countless interceptions because my receiver was not running the right route. And it's like it will infuriate. Like when you're trying to like
That
when
is
the game
infuriating.
when the game is trying to win, like you know how college football is, like
Yeah.
the game, like the AI, like it cheats a lot of times. Like you'll get like a holding call, and then you'll get like a fumble, and then like your receiver just doesn't run the right route. It can be incredibly terrible. But I don't know if I
Frustrating.
actually kind of like it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it adds
You like
an
torturing
extra
yourself?
difficulty that makes it fun. I don't know the answer to that question, but yeah, there we go. So Acid was so bored by what I was talking about that he decided to.
I don't think you're boring. I wouldn't fall asleep in your class.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Always good. By the way, they still do.
No, I was
I have
notorious for falling asleep in class in
10
college.
a.m. It doesn't matter what time the class is. 10 a.m. Doesn't matter if it's 8 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter. Like they are falling. It doesn't matter if I'm standing right here and they're sitting right here. It doesn't matter if I call them out in class. Like I'll go, hey Jimmy, don't fall asleep on me. I'm like and like just right back to sleep. But,
That was very much me in college. I partied hard.
very good, excellent. So that was not the name of the game that I was going to talk about. Although I am looking forward to perhaps in the future creating an online dynasty. We could play some college football, which was last time I did an online dynasty with college football. Is extremely fun because you're playing each other obviously, but then you're also recruiting against each other, which is really cool because like there might be a really good player that both of you are trying to recruit, right? Which is a really cool component to that as well. Jerry, what do you think about that?
I'm so far out of my element that I heard a lot of talking. I heard English words that I have recognized, but the combinations were completely foreign to me, and I really have no idea what's going on.
Should we just talk about how terrible Auburn is this year? Should we do that? Just talk about how terrible we can't. Am I done watching Auburn play? I think I'm done watching. I think I'm done for the season. I don't think I can watch.
Yeah,
Auburn
you
game.
say that till they beat Georgia by complete accident this weekend.
Well, then, I don't know about that. What does the chat say, Acid? What did we miss?
College football's been a big college football's been a big topic and popular game.
It's a whole lot of fun.
They love Jeremy's
comment.
comment about English words.
Yeah, there you go.
That was good. And Josh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the
There you go.
follow.
Excellent. Of course.
Josh is funny in ATL. Was hanging.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That's
Excellent.
the homie. I know him. Great guy.
There you go. So obviously, college football, it definitely gets more fun the deeper you get into your seasons. So by the fourth season, everybody who's on your team are people that you've recruited. So it's so much fun to sort of have like that.
It still ticks me off to no end that they did not also create this game for PC. It was just
Did you get your Xbox or your PlayStation? We'll make
just
our dynasty.
don't.
Tekken
I'm
works.
not
just refused
playing,
to go back to PlayStation.
or I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
I don't-
paying
console,
$600 for a console
Yeah.
for one game. It's just not going to happen.
There you go. Well, let's go ahead and get to my game that I want to talk about. And this is a game that I recently played with my squad, like my homies from high school that I'm still very close to today. Obviously, Acid, you're very familiar with Roger and Bryce, as we've played together many times. Jeremy, you've met Bryce before as well.
Leisure Suit
Jeremy-
Larry. Is that what you're playing with everyone?
That is not the game. And when I started playing this game, I did not realize how much I was going to enjoy playing this game. I didn't realize how good the game actually is. And that is Space Marine 2.
Warhammer?
40K.
Wow.
Space Marine 2. That game is, please allow me to say this, fucking fun. Like that, it's just fun.
I am a Christian.
So there's some the components of the game. There's several components of the game that make the game fun. First of all, is that there's a lot of strategy involved in terms of because there are so many bad guys.
Yeah.
It's basically the Zerg, right? That they're 40K's version of the Zerg, like insects, whatever. You know.
See, it looked like 40K's version of Gears of War. That's kind of what it looked like.
Is it like Helldivers?
It's a little bit of look. It's a baby of both. So it's a little bit of Helldivers, it's a little bit of Gears of War, and it's also a little bit. It kind of reminds me of one of the funnest aspects of the gameplay is the countering system. So like, when a Zerg, they're not the Zerg, they're the Tyranids or whatever they're called, whatever. When a creature will jump at you or lunge at you, sometimes it'll give you a warning, like it'll give you a blue warning, and if you time the counter correctly, it'll give you a counter like animation.
Yeah.
and the animations are some of the most satisfying. It reminds me a lot.
Sounds
of,
like Doom.
You know, like remember Arkham, the Arkham games? Arkham
Oh, yeah.
games? How you
those
would
were good.
counter in Arkham? Like
Yep.
if you timed it right, you would do a counter animation on it. It's like that in many ways. So if you time the counters right, it's a whole lot of fun. But it's got a little bit gears to it. It's got a little Helldivers aspect to it as well. The when you go through the campaign, you're kind of it's more basic. Like you can't customize your characters. But as soon as you finish the campaign, they have what's called operations, and the operations are just extra missions. But in the mission, you can completely customize your class and your characters. Obviously, it's based on Warhammer, so you can like customize the way your guy looks, and like there's so many. So you could paint the different. And it's not like Halo where you have to buy the whole thing, right? No, you can like if I want my helmet to be red and I want my leg to be blue and I want my arm to be yellow, you can do that. Like it's completely customizable, and the classes are drastically different. So you have like more hand-to-hand people, you have more heavy guys, you have more you have a sniper, and obviously the tactical component to it is you want a balanced squad. So you want someone who can fight the bosses pretty well, but you also want someone who can just clear out the mass of the enemies, and you got other people who can like do more support and long range. So been playing a whole lot of that. Very, very surprised how much I enjoy playing this game. It really is. It is very similar to Helldivers in terms of the amount of.
I had to look this up.
The amount of enemies that you fight at a time, but it's even more.
Oh wow!
Like when I say you get surrounded. But the cool thing about Helldivers is you have your gun, but you also have your sword. So when they get close, you can switch to your sword or your hammer, depending on what weapon you choose. There's pros and cons for each weapon. I like the chainsaw sword the best because it's the most. It's good against both
very Gears of War.
crowds and the bigger guys, right? The more elite guys. But there's a hammer, and of course you can different missions. You can use your jetpack and fly around. That is incredibly fun to fly around. And kill people doing that thing. But yeah, so far I've been having a whole lot of fun doing that. And of course, I'm a sucker for customization. So if you give me a game where I can customize my guy, where you're not charging me $20 so I can buy yellow, like it's like I'm on board. I'm 100% on board. So I've been playing a whole lot of Space Marine 2. It's 3-player co-op, which is kind of unusual. Usually with co-op, it's usually 4. But yeah, it's 3-player co-op, whole lot of fun. Obviously, there's the lore to 40K as well. Bryce, who's been he was really into 4K when he was in high school. Like he was really into Warhammer, and he tried to get me into it, but I just couldn't get into it. He'll try to fill us in on the lore as we progress through the story. It's like, oh, that's like a Zygus like him. Oh, that's a Kambukas like him. Like it's like, okay, that's actually. Did you know that the reason why the Space Marines are so tall is because the figurines were tall and they had to justify why they're so tall? Anyway. But yeah, so playing a lot of Space Marine, really enjoying that. There's definitely going to be some longevity with the DLCs that come out. We haven't even like started like challenging ourselves. Like we're just doing the lowest difficulty, and we're like having a hard time doing the lowest difficulty. So like just increasing that difficulty is going to make it even more of a challenge and a whole lot of fun. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Space Marine.
Okay, all right.
I'm with that. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, man, it's at full price. The stuff that I just got, I don't know.
I would,
I'll get around to it.
If I were going to try something like that, I would definitely wait for a Steam sale or something like that.
I think you're right.
I'm thinking like $29.99.
You have to.
Yeah.
So you have to play with a squad for it to be fun. I tried playing a couple missions by myself, and it's not that fun by yourself. Also, it's a lot harder by yourself. Like you get down very quickly, and if you get down 3 times, like the whole mission's over. So like that happened several times where I got down 3 times, and then like the mission's over, I got to start the whole mission over again. And they're long missions too. They're not short missions. So like
Well,
if you like you, yeah.
It's so interesting to see like some of the newer games that seem to be more fun with groups, and then how these older games were more fun with groups, but now either nobody's playing them anymore, so they're having to adapt. So like a good example would
Yeah.
be World of Warcraft. So World of Warcraft, I mean everybody's heard of World of Warcraft. So
Right.
back in the day, it was, oh, yep, you get your friends together, you quest together, you do dungeons and raids and that kind of stuff together, and then all of a sudden now, 20 years later, you can get on. This is how stupid this is. You can get on World of Warcraft and not interact with another human being
The whole time.
and get the whole time and finish all the content 100%.
This is what I've been waiting for. I'm now sold.
So you can, so you can, when you log in, you do, of course, there's questing. You don't need people for questing, right? I mean, there's still going to be, other people, running around and stuff, but you don't have to talk to them. You don't have to interact with them. You can go into a dungeon and now you pick, so say you're a healer, right? So I'm a healer and I want to go into a dungeon and I want to do this dungeon, but I don't want to deal with the toxicity that is a group, right? So I go
Right.
into this dungeon and now there are AI generated teammates and you pick the role that you are. So like, all right, I'll pick a healer and then it auto-fills the rest of the roles. So there's a tank, there's DPS, there's other support, or whatever you want. You can pick whatever you want. You want 2 tanks? Do you want, no tanks or whatever? And you go and off you go. In about 20 minutes through the dungeon, you're done and you get the rewards at the end and you get boss gear and all that stuff. So it's just weird. And you're still having to pay $15 a month to
Yeah.
play this game. So, I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, why are people still paying a subscription fee when you don't really need to be online anymore? You can just cut off the internet and play. Of course you can't do that.
That's more
but
than fair.
it's just weird to me. But
I think Jeremy's on board with this. I think everything you described, Jeremy was 100% on board with.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I would have paid more to not have to play with them.
Yeah, me and Jeremy are very different gamers, which explains why we never play online together.
I don't consider myself a gamer at all, so I don't even think I have the title in any other than maybe board games. Probably.
you can't
We're
play
all
board games
gamers.
by yourself.
I mean, you can, right? So
You
there's
just roll the dice with 2 hands. Just boop. Play.
I mean,
get your
there's
rest.
there's a whole new subset of solo play games out there, or old Catmen.
There you go. Very good. Excellent. What does the chat say? Acid? What does the chat say about Cat?
Big on customization. You mentioned customization earlier. A lot of suckers for customization. Makes games more interesting. More interesting.
Our inside joke is like, if we're waiting on someone to stop customizing their character so we can do another mission, we say, stop painting your figurine.
Yeah.
Like, stop painting your figurine. Let's get. Or like, all right, give me a second so I can paint my figurine for a second.
Yep.
But,
Well,
it'll-
it's October officially.
Oh,
There are 2 betas coming out this month that I am so psyched about. So
we got 2 betas in here. We got Jeremy and CJ, right? 2 betas.
a couple of betas.
What? Say what?
Beta. No.
I am a gamma.
So the one I've been talking about. Yeah, so the one I've been talking about, I think I've mentioned it last show, and I know I've mentioned it to CJ, is The Bazaar. It's a card game created by Tempo Storm. And it is a hero builder, deck battler, solo, PvP, all this kind of stuff that I invested in about a year ago, I guess. And the beta is finally coming this month. Not sure what day it is, but hopefully soon. The other one, I invested in this game over 3 years ago. And it's actually not even beta. It's an alpha 2. This is how long this has taken for this game to be created. And it's called Ashes of Creation. And it is an MMO based in a world called Vera. And I know everybody's like, oh, it's, the WoW killer. Well, WoW was the WoW killer, so WoW killed itself. So this game looks and feels absolutely incredible. All the way from chopping a tree down to a spell you cast to a hammer you throw. I mean, it looks and it sounds beautiful. Done on the Unreal Engine, so I'm a little scared on because it's Unreal 5 and my beautiful high-end PC, and I think all the 4090s, people who have 4090s, really hate Unreal Engine 5 right now because for some reason the shaders are not shading. I don't know what's going on. Like with Tekken, they won't preload the shaders, so it just crashes the computer. So I'm hoping they already know this and we won't have to worry about it. But yeah, so that's coming October, I think they said 25th, and no NDA for the alpha. So guess who's streaming it? This guy.
All right, there you go. Check out Acid Train for his stream. Another thing we failed to mention, and I don't know if I'm going to play this season or not because I might be too busy with Space Marine.
Diablo.
And that is Diablo. The new season of Diablo with the new
I
character.
got the expansion. It looks good, man. You would probably really like the Spiritborn, the new class.
I've been wanting a new class for a very, very long time, and now that they have a new class, to be honest with you, I'm really not that interested.
It looks very roguish because I know you played Rogue.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
I'm
you
sure
you should get it.
that new character.
Me and Skeefer have been playing just about every weekend.
Still playing Diablo?
Yeah.
Diablo's, from what I've seen from Acid, Diablo's a great game. I just got to pick my games wisely because I'm a married man.
Well, we played the crap out of Diablo.
Yeah, I remember Diablo 2 was like
I've got like 5 or 6 max level characters right now. 2 of them in the current season.
Yeah, I definitely got my money's worth of Diablo. So yeah, maybe I'll come back to it. Obviously, we Halo's still around somehow.
I don't know how Halo's still around, but
of course it's the same issue when Marvel vs. Capcom. It's like if you're gonna play Halo, like just know that you're gonna get your ass kicked every time you get online to play, which is not very fun.
We did all right there for a little while though. That season 1.
Yeah,
I enjoyed season 1. I had a great time with season 1.
Yeah. Anything the chat's saying about that, about Halo or anything we're talking about?
There's a commercial right now, so they can't hear you.
Fair enough. All right. Is anything else anybody wants to say? Any other games you're playing?
Not playing. I'm ready for what I'm at.
I did want to mention to CJ that I did purchase and complete the MK1 expansion, the storyline.
I haven't done that yet. I got to do that for Tekken.
Awesome.
First off, I got to do the
so
story
good.
mode for that one.
It's too short. I was mad. It was very short.
But did I don't remember did you do that alone? I don't recall you doing it on stream.
Yeah, I didn't stream it. I was too into that. The story of it is so good. Like I can't focus on.
Redo it. I don't know if I want to buy it or not. Is it worth buying?
For as little as you play Mortal Kombat, I'd wait for a Steam sale.
Okay.
But I mean, for $50 for all the characters and a storyline, I mean, it's worth it. The characters alone. But I mean, if you can get like $10 off, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's just this. I was more disappointed that the story was so short because it was actually very good. Because it's Havoc's world. It's Havoc's time world. Yep.
Well, I respect it.
All right. Well, I think that's the show for today, huh? What do you guys think about that?
Oh,
I think Jeremy should give us his top 10. again.
We got the games that we're looking forward to.
Yeah,
We
can
got
do that.
Solitaire, Minesweeper,
nice.
Cell.
I got a few if y'all want to hear them.
Yeah, we'll each do. Let's each do one or two. How about that, Jeremy? What are you looking forward to coming up the most?
Game wise,
Sure.
well, if one of y'all can inform me if Star Citizen ever gets released.
Oh, you can
No.
play it now.
Yeah, I'm talking about the single player campaign.
Oh,
I don't care about flying around in space. What's it? Squadron something or other. Other
Is
than
this
that,
different from the? Is this different from the other Star game? What was the other Star game? There's another space game.
you talking about Starfield?
Starfield.
There you go. How is this different from Starfield?
I mean, the only way they're alike is that they're both set in space.
Yeah,
Oh, is it just
That's
like is
about
it
it.
not a? It's not an MMO.
it's
not
night
a-
and day.
No, this is Chris Roberts' like space game to end all space games that'll never get released because the amount of money he's received. I don't know. If he ever released it, he'd probably get sued. So I'm assuming it'll never get released.
Okay, well there you go.
But he made the Wing Commander games, which I really liked, and I was really hoping to play that game at some point. But I doubt I ever will. So the only game I'm aware of that I'm looking forward to is one that was announced the other day, and that's the sequel to the Ghost of Tsushima,
Yeah.
which was really fun. I thought the aesthetics of the game were fantastic. To me, the gameplay was perfect because I don't really care about gameplay. I just care about the story, and the gameplay is just something for me to get through. So it was what it was, and it was entertaining enough for me to get through it. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to what they do with the next one, story wise.
All right, well, very good. There's Jeremy's most looking forward to video game. Acid, do you have a game that you're looking forward to?
I mean, other than the two that I just mentioned, I guess I would say, next game coming out. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, there's honest. I mean, it's not 2025, I don't think, but Fable, when they finally release Fable again, it's going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure it's going to disappoint me, but I'll at least give it a shot.
Sounds good. CJ, what do you got?
All right. So the first one that I'm looking forward to, because it comes out on my birthday, is Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero.
Oh, look out.
I'm really looking forward to that one. It's supposed to be taking the place of Budokai. I don't know if you guys remember those. I think that was high school for us.
Yep,
I
it
remember I
was high
played a
school.
lot of Budokai 2 and 3 in high school on the GameCube and the PlayStation, etc. I think that's going to be really good. That's my number one. Silent Hill 2 remake. I'm looking forward to that. That's getting ready to release. Then I have Metal Slug Tactics. If you're a fan of the Final Fantasy series, in Final Fantasy Tactics, they got a Metal Slug version of it. Nice. And then Skate Story. It's about a guy that's skating around. He's a heavenly angel that skates as a glass person, and he can't fall. If he does, he breaks, and then game over. I thought that was pretty cool. So if you're into anything like that, then I have. River City Saga, if you're into River City Ransom on the NES, they got a new version of it. Then we have Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. That's the one that Acid was talking about. And then finally, Marvel Rivals. That's what I'm looking forward to.
What is Marvel Rivals? Tell me about Marvel Rivals.
It's pretty much, let's see, it's Valorant with Marvel superheroes.
It's like, it's Overwatch with.
Yeah, it's over there. It is Overwatch
Marvel
with
people.
Marvel superheroes instead.
Yep.
So it's a competitive.
It's a team based. It's basically Halo, but Marvel characters.
Yeah.
So you've sold me. You've said many things that I am on board with. You said Marvel. There you go.
Yep.
You said multiplayer, team based.
It is team-based multiplayer. And I think it's is it 5-on-5?
I want to say that.
I think it's
kinda
5-on-5.
Paladins type thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like is it Series X?
I think it comes out on everything, if I'm not mistaken.
When does this come out?
Wait, hold on, because I got it.
It's in early access right now. You can play it on PC right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. Hold on. Marvel.
I don't know if it's cross.
Rivals.
I don't know if it's crossplay or anything. We can check. We can take
It
a look.
might be. I have it on my wish list, and right now it says December 6, 2024.
No.
But it is, yeah. They got it early access, but they have the closed beta that happened July 23rd. And that's all I'm tracking for right now.
Oh, I'll put
Yeah,
that on.
it will come out on PS5 and Xbox December 6th.
Yeah, but don't be a nerd. Get it on PC. You got a PC now.
Yeah,
Anthony.
you got a PC now. You got to play it on PC.
Do like the normal people and play on PC. Do like a real adult. Play on PC.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But yeah, that sounds fun. By December, I should be done with Space Marine. I can see me playing Space Marine all the way.
It's it is not online competitive crossplay either. So
Yeah, we're all on PC, guy. Yeah, PC it is.
I don't know. My squad is on Xbox Series X. My squad. No crossplay, really? That's
No,
just-
that does suck. In this day and age, you probably should have your games with crossplay. That was the big stink with Mortal Kombat 11. It wasn't crossplay initially, and there's a couple other games on release. It's like, yo, that doesn't make any sense. Why your game isn't crossplay? It's like I mean, it's a natural function, like online and rollback netcode. You gotta have those in each and every one of your games, or it's gonna fail.
yeah, according to this, it is crossplay, but only with modes like quick match. So you aren't able to climb the ranks in competitive mode.
okay.
So it's for
So it's casual. It's casual crossplay.
yeah. I guess.
Interesting. This definitely intrigues me. Marvel Rivals. I'll put that down here on the list here. But yeah, play Space Marines. Maybe go to Diablo for a little bit. Maybe check out Halo a couple more times by then. But what does the chat say? After the chat, is the commercial over? The chat say anything about what we had to say today?
Oh yeah, Marvel Rivals sounds fun with friends for sure.
Okay.
City of the Wolves. I totally forgot about that
Yep,
one.
City
Yes.
of the Wolves. Yeah, we got City of the Wolves, Fatal Fury. The hat, of course, you're wearing. So, DZB,
Undisputed.
Sparkling, and Undisputed is on the list of the Captain. Chill. Big Bad Wolf says, "Yo."
Oh. Well, hello.
Hello.
His real name is BBW.
BB Dubs.
Maybe
Kind of makes me
that's-
want some wings, some B Dubs.
Good to have you here as we wrap up the show, right?
As they all come in.
But that is our show for today. Of course, the Sci-Fi Gangsters. We talk about comic books, video games, and science fiction every Tuesday, right? We're going to be consistent every Tuesday. And,
I didn't put that in our
Soundcast.
YouTube blurb. I just said sometimes at 7:30.
Sometimes
That's what
we
I
try to
said.
be consistent, right? And if we have people on the chat, get them. We'll talk.
That's sometime.
We're sometimes at 7:30.
We'll chat it up. But last time we talked about the state of comedy, and what else did we talk a little bit of politics last time too, didn't we?
Oh,
We did.
I'm not allowed to talk about politics. That's
I
against
got
my.
I got into my Dr. Dinar mode and taught a lesson. which
Yeah,
was
we
fun.
got a class. Thank you for that follow, BBW.
Did
thank
you have a? Did you hold people's hands out like this and spank it with the ruler?
I did not do the ruler spanking. There's no spanking in my classes. I try to refrain from the spanking.
Oh man.
Usually don't want to touch anybody, but stay away from that. But yeah. All right. Well, very good. Thank you all for listening and contributing to our discussion here. Once again, the topic was what games are we playing right now? What games are we looking forward to the most? A lot of games were discussed today. That was a very Trumpy way to end that, right? A lot of games we discussed today. There's a lot of good games, beautiful games.
You state the obvious and then you
got a
reiterate the obvious. That's Donald Trump.
I got the concept of I have a concept of how to end this. But yeah, for Jeremy, CJ, and Acid Train, I'm Anthony Denard. Goodbye, everybody.